haven't heard about water fasting, water fasting is for a non-specific amount of time, just having water and that's it. So you can do water fasting from any amount of days you want up until apparently 40 days before you're actually going to start breaking down your own muscles in your heart, so your proteins, which is not what you want to do. At least that's what I read. So I'm going to take it very safe and I'm just going to do a 10 days water fast. I'm saying 10 days as if that's very easy. It's the first time I've ever done this. I've only ever fasted for about maybe 36 hours. And I still had coffee, so that's not really a fast. The reason for me to do this water fast is because in the last couple of years, I've become gradually more interested in becoming the healthiest version of yourself. Obviously with ups and downs and with like learning what is good, what is not good. From going vegetarian to becoming vegan, I've noticed a lot of changes in my body, which is really cool. So now that I actually have a lot of time to invest in myself, I've decided that now is the time to give myself these 10 days of water fasting. So I'm going to start in 2 days and I'm actually very, very excited about it. I don't know how excited about it I will be down maybe the first day. So yeah, I will be documenting every day, I think, depending on how I feel, and it should be very interesting. Today, first day of fasting, I noticed the difference in my mood this morning because usually I really look forward to my morning routine, having apple cider vinegar when I wake up, and after that I do a bit of meditation and then I have a coffee. It was more the coffee actually, it's more like the idea of having something really warm and wanting to drink that in the morning made me a bit like, oh, this is not going to be such a nice morning as it usually is. Which was wrong because it was beautiful. So yeah, that was. I started getting a bit of a lightheaded feeling, but the lightheaded feeling was basically in the morning, and I was doing some work for an hour. I had a conference call, which was me doing lots of talking, and I find that maybe I have the wrong breathing methods, but I got really lightheaded after the hour that much, and I've got a tiny bit of a headache. I don't know if that is because it's very sunny and I've been looking at a computer screen for maybe the last hour. I have drunk in total about, let's think, maybe somewhere close to 4 liters of water, but it is really warm here. I've actually been feeling less hungry than I am on a day when I focus on food and focus what the next lunch or what I would be having for breakfast, because I love having food so much. This morning I decided to obviously not do workout and I did a bit of yoga. I researched what yoga would be nice for fasting and apparently a lot of twisting is involved, so I did that. I did sweat a lot because it's just so hot out here, but after that I was in the most calmest, flattest ocean I have, I think, ever been in, and it was just amazing. And I was just floating. So that was the most beautiful start. For the rest, almost completed day number 2 in the water fast. What am I feeling today? I've been feeling so much. Let's start with yesterday. Last night I actually had the worst headache. It just kept on going gradually stronger and stronger, so much so that I just couldn't look at any screen anymore and I had to go to bed at around 9:30. When I thought yesterday that the headache might have come because of looking at the screen, I was wrong. It was absolutely because of the water fasting. So that really happened. For the rest, there's a couple of more symptoms that I've started noticing. So this white film on your tongue, that is like a sign of your body starting to detox. Actually started yesterday during lunchtime or a bit before that. For the rest, the hunger feeling has actually been quite okay. I have been thinking about food quite a lot, but I don't really experience this really big hunger feeling, apart from one time when I woke up in the middle of the night. It was like 20 to 2, and I couldn't sleep anymore because of the hunger. And this morning I had quite a lot of energy waking up. However, the walking to the beach and was a bit tiring. And then I did very light yoga again, bit of tai chi, and I went for a swim. And the swim was the most amazing thing in the world. I also feel like my emotions are being magnified. I had surges of extreme happiness, not extreme, just being really happy, just like overcome with happiness. And then I also had to like cry because I was really sad, not sobbing crying, but just like a tear. And I was like wondering why. Anyways, you just let it pass and all is good, I guess. One thing that happened though today is I had another conference call for an hour, and it was me doing most of the talking again. And I just had to breathe. I just had to talk really slowly, and I couldn't be very energetic and very happy. Not happy, like I couldn't be very upbeat, which was very, very different from what I usually am. Um, so my colleague said, "What's happening with you?" So I hadn't told her yet. Anyway, she said she completely noticed. Didn't have the energy, and I had to just stop and breathe a couple of times. After the call, I had to just immediately go to lie down because I didn't have any energy whatsoever, and my hands were like starting to shake, which usually happens when I don't have any food and I have a lot of coffee. So I recognized the signals of my body to go and rest, which I did. I had a sleep. I like had a bit of a nap, and I've been quite low in energy. Like getting up and starting to walk, and the actual walking is um, just takes a lot of energy, to be honest. It really takes a lot of energy. But I just feel very low in energy, and it's so weird. I don't usually have this um, low amount of energy, and it just is very weird for me. Right, that's it for today. Day number 3. I noticed quite a lot today. I sleep more. I go to bed about an hour earlier than I usually do. And I woke up this morning and I didn't have a lot of energy. And I was like, oh my God, I have to go and walk the dog. So I still go to the beach and do tiny bit of like yoga stretches still, and was in the ocean. And coming back, I was like, oh my God, I'm so not tired, but without any energy. Around 10 in the morning, all of a sudden I get like a surge of energy, and I feel like I've got some renewed energy, which is amazing. So so I'm teaching online, and the online teaching went really well. Even though I cancelled my evening classes because I felt like I didn't have any energy in the evening. Don't get me wrong, I'm not at my normal energy levels, not even in the slightest. But it's so nice to feel like you have some energy, that you don't feel like you're dragging yourself everywhere, which is completely what I felt like yesterday, a whole day. One other thing I noticed is that my stomach is getting really flat, and I really started noticing that today. So day 3, I mean, that's an extra bonus, I guess. uh, yeah, and that's it. End of day 4. Last night was a struggle to fall asleep a tiny bit, but also to go back to sleep while I woke up. I think it might be because it was full moon, but also I had so much energy, still not my same energy levels as normal, but I had so much energy during the day that I just couldn't get to sleep. And then I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I don't like this. Trying to fall back asleep. And in the morning, I felt probably one of the weakest that I have. I didn't even want to take the dog out for a walk, which I usually don't mind doing. Oh my God, I just wanted to stay in bed. In the end, what I did do was when I came back after the walk, I just stayed in bed for about a good 2 hours and just rested before I taught online. And I had to muster up all of my energy to go into town today to buy some extra water. And it's crazy how you just don't have that much energy. I keep on talking about energy because that's really what it comes down to. On the other side, I feel like, I don't even know if you can tell, even though it looks like I've got very greasy skin right now, but my skin has definitely started clearing up, which is really good. I shouldn't be touching my face too much. And I'm just really happy I made it to day 4. And I'm looking forward to day 5 because it's halfway there, and I am so happy about that. Day 5. Wow, I just have had 2 nights of going to bed around 9:30 and waking up at 3, 2:33, not being able to sleep, tossing and turning until it's 5:30. And then I have to get up early-ish, like 6:30. So I don't know whether or not my mind just, or my body doesn't need that much sleep. So usually I do exercise every day and I sleep like a baby. And now, because I'm not doing any exercise, I don't maybe need that much sleep. But in the mornings, I'm still dragging myself up. However, today I had like a tiny bit more of energy in the morning. And for the rest of the day, all of a sudden, I think around lunchtime, I had like this surge of energy. It's weird because my body feels weak still, but I can, like, I'm not tired, I'm just weak. Whereas before, I felt really exhausted. And now I don't have the tired feeling, just a weak feeling. So it's completely different. So I started cleaning because I had to do something, but obviously I can't do a workout. Um, and then went for a very long walk tonight as well with the dog. I thought that'll tire me out, so I'll sleep well tonight. I hope so, because it's full moon. What I also notice is when I look in the mirror, I can just see that my face has just gone like skinnier, but I guess that's normal if you're starving yourself. So there's no surprise, but it's really noticeable to me in the mirror. Right, end of day 5. I've been looking so forward to this day because I'm like, I'm halfway, I'm so happy because now it's counting down, which I love. All right. Here it is, day 6 of my water fast. I finally slept really well last night. This morning I woke up feeling so much better than I have in any morning and so much happier than I have any morning in the past 6 days as well. So that was really nice. I still have like this feeling of weakness and just uh, having to not necessarily drag myself, but be very slow. Everything just goes really, really slowly. Apart from that, my energy still is going up, which I think is amazing. And I've started watching so many videos on how to break my fast. I'm so ready for it. Anyway, so it's almost the end of day 6, which means tomorrow will be a week of just having water and not having any food, and I think it's just a miracle. It's amazing that I can do this. I also want to say I joined a Facebook group and the people are the most supportive I've ever known. So that was really cool. It's really nice to know those other people joining you as well. So yeah. I'm on day 7. It was such a challenge getting here. But the cool thing is, every day I really feel more energy. Um, so up until here, I've only had 1 day of headaches and like feeling really low the first 3 days. After that, I mean, I still lacking energy and I can't do the usual things that I would do on a daily basis. Like I can't go for long walks or do any exercise, or I can't even like have a conversation with someone standing up and being completely concentrated to what they're saying. That's very exhausting. However, I feel like I've got less wrinkles. So that's always a plus. For today, I wanted to give my body a present because of doing so absolutely amazingly well. And I went for a 1 hour massage in an absolutely beautiful resort. So I did that. I did have to drive 50 minutes there and 50 minutes back. And I also went shopping for more water, making sure my water is alkaline. So after all of that, I was completely exhausted, but it was more than worth it. I am constantly thinking about how to break my fast. I am thinking about food quite a lot, but always fresh food and what I can make and what I can eat. So, I mean, they always say the breaking of the fast is one of the most important things. So, I really hope that I know that that will go well, but I hope that after a couple of days I won't go into binging mode. So I just have to keep myself strong, like I have been now. In the last couple of days, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but teaching online went really well. It's always 1 hour, and 1 hour is fine, and then I can just have a mini rest or something. So the teaching actually went well. I had so much more energy than I did the second and the third day of the fasting. So I'm very happy for that. I can keep on teaching. Um, and one thing I have noticed is that if I don't pay attention, my mind just goes off like everywhere and it's just thinking, thinking, thinking. And I don't know if that's because I'm not doing a lot of exercise. It's like with the lack of sleep, sometimes because I'm used to doing a lot of exercise, I sleep really well. But without the exercise, I feel like I just toss and turn. However, the last couple of nights I slept really well. So, yeah, that's it for today. On to day 8. Day 8. I'm not going to lie. It's been hard. It's been so hard. My energy levels are down again. I think it is because I did way too much yesterday. Like the driving, I had to push myself, and I was just so happy I didn't faint driving there and back. And today, just getting up and just getting up and standing up made me feel sometimes like 2 or 3 times like I was going to faint. I've never fainted in my life, so I actually don't know what it feels, but I like literally had to stop, and I was really dizzy as well. I've just been lying down a whole day, just lying down, trying to sleep, binge watch. In the meantime, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos about like what goes on in your body and what to expect and stuff, and that really keeps me going. Also wanted to give you some more information on like bodily functions because I don't think I've actually covered that too much. About 4 days ago, when I like sit down or stand up for a long time, my lower back started hurting. First it was because I'm getting my period, and usually that's what happens. But then I heard a lot that it might be because of your kidneys, because your kidneys start being cleansed basically, and because they're in your lower back, that's a sign of your kidneys being cleansed. So I'm hoping that's what was going on. I can also share a couple of things that might be a bit TMI for people, but it's very interesting that in the last probably 4 days, I've actually stopped going to the toilet for number 2. I've only been just peeing, so that's a big change. Also with being on my period, this is probably more informative for the girls, but being on my period, it was not nearly as heavy as usual, probably like a tenth like almost nothing. It's crazy. I'm also not gassy at all, which is really nice. So that's something else. Oh, yes, in general, I just constantly have a dry mouth and probably very bad breath. Because when I wake up in the morning, it's not a nice taste. When you when you brush your teeth, it helps a tiny bit, but then the rest of the day, you just have bad breath the whole day. I started getting a bit of a pain, like an ache in the back of my throat, like not necessarily in my throat, but more in the back of like the palate, just where the throat and the um, trachea, I guess, meet. I don't know if I'm in a critical healing status right now. I've read about critical healing status, and it's when after you've had a lot of energy, your body just goes through like a lot of the symptoms of previous diseases, like even fever, nauseous, dizziness, very low energy, sweating a lot, which like I'm just doing right now, and it's not even hot. So maybe I'm critically healing my body, which apparently is good. So let's just get through this day, and then the next day is tomorrow. Day 9. God, I'm so happy I'm here. Last night was the hardest night I think I've got so far. It's because yesterday I really was just sweating it all out, and I felt this thing in my throat and everything, and it just got gradually like worse and worse and more exhausted. Around 2 at night, I woke up and I was bathing in sweat. And it wasn't like it was hot because I had a fan on me and it had cooled down. And I just couldn't sleep, and I was just bathing in sweat, and I was exhausted, and I almost couldn't lift myself up to go to the toilet. Oh my God, it was like, it was so bad. But then when I woke up in the morning around 6, I felt completely different, and I felt like I had like more strength again, and I was so happy. And I'm just so happy that the feeling in my throat that I had yesterday has almost completely gone. So I think it must have been like a bit of a fever. When that happens, when you like really sweat, you just sweat all the toxins out. I'm pretty sure that's what happened because I feel completely different. Today, a very exciting thing was that I had to go fruit shopping, even though I can't eat tomorrow yet. I had to do it today, so I bought so many fruits and vegetables. And I'm so eager to eat them. I really can't wait. I've just been lying around all day. I really feel like your body really needs a lot of rest, and with going to the shop and coming back, and even still going for a walk in the mornings, and doing all of that little stretching and stuff, I do feel like I need a lot of rest. I've been drinking way more water than I thought I would. So I've been drinking about 5 litres a day, sometimes a bit more. So yeah, so that was a surprise. And I think that's it for today. I'm so looking forward to tomorrow. It's day 10, and it's almost the end of day 10. One more night and I can eat again. Oh my God. I had a, quite an okay day, but the sleep was really, really bad again. I've actually really not been sleeping well these last 10 days, but it's also because your energy isn't needed anymore for your digestion. So what happens is you have a lot more energy left and you don't need to sleep that much. But I really didn't like waking up around like 2 in the nighttime and then just lying awake and then having all these creative ideas, and then by 6 or 7 you're like, oh, I really want to sleep again. I still notice that my mind is sometimes going crazy, like a lot more than, for example, when I do exercise. I really attribute this to exercise, that I have like a bit of a clearer mind. Also, I didn't know a human being could just, like a healthy human being, could just lie around for hours a day. I've read, I've watched series, I've just stared into the skies, I've meditated, and I've just lie down for the majority of the time. So I'm really hoping that I've resetted my body and that I've healed myself. I even had a really good online class today, which was amazing. I felt some energy, and yeah, it was just a day I think that was run on adrenaline because I just couldn't wait and still can't wait for tomorrow. I also need to say that I did have a lot of support from not only like family and friends, but also like random people that I never thought would support me so much. And support really gets you through it. So that was amazing as well. Oh my God, tomorrow. It was so hard. It was so hard. And it still is. It's still one more night. All right, next update tomorrow. It's 5:30 in the morning of my day of breaking the fast. I've not been able to sleep since 3. I've just been so excited. Oh my God, I just can't believe it's finally here. I can't believe the day is finally here. I can eat again. Alright, let's get up, I guess. Perfect day to do this. I don't know what I feel right now. Like, I'm so grateful.